after converting this column to date column, and it's in date column now, and every format is all the values are standardized. Now I can also perform some other data cleaning process with the date. Let's say, for example, now I want to extract the month from this particular date column and put it in another column, or I want to extract the day, or I want to extract the year because I might need them for my analysis. How do I go about that in Power Query? So to extract the date or the month or the year or the month name or the day name from the date column in the Power BI, we can do that by just clicking on the date column and coming to the date here. So coming to the date, so you have to select add column. You want to extract add a new column, like I explained earlier. So select the date and you come to the date column, the date function here. So you can see from the date column you can extract so many things. You can extract the year, start of the year, end of the year. You can extract the month, start of the month, end of the month, days in the month or the month name. You can extract the quarter, you can extract the week, you can extract the day. So for example, let's say I want to extract the month. The month, if I click on the month now, it's going to get extract the month, it's from the number. So I want to extract the month name. So I'm going to select name of the month. And automatically it has extracted the month to the left hand side there. Also, if I want to extract the day, so I'll select this part to come to the day and click on the day. So I can select, okay, probably if I want the day name of the day, I can extract name of the day and I can get that to the side also. So you can pre-process so many things. I want to extract the day in form of a number, not probably the name. So I can click on it and I can extract whatever I want to extract, maybe quarter or anything or week. For example, now maybe week of, we have week of the year and week of the month. So let's say I want to extract the week of the month. So I can also extract the week of the month and it's going to give me that. So for example, when I extract the week of the month, it's giving me week one, week two, oh, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to put week in front of it. Let's just say, okay, this one is week one, week two, week three, week four, instead of just putting numbers there. So I can use the what's the other options that we have here. You can use the format. So we can just put no, it's not format. Yeah, it's format. So add prefix. So add prefix means okay, add something to it. So I can put okay, week underscore. So that's what I want to put in. So if I put week underscore, you can see it has automatically add the week underscore in front of the week name. So I can convert this one to week. So I have that. Now that's for this. So also let me try and convert this date to like this particular date column because this particular is a date only. So if I try to convert it to date column, date and date time column, like a timestamp. So that will give me an option for the time and I can see how I can process the time also. So to do that, um so I'm coming to this data type. Let me change this to date time. You know, it has been changed to date time, although this thing is now it's just a web. So I just want to show us how we can process a timestamp so as we can extract the time function from it. So if I clicked on it, you can see when I clicked on it, the time function is enabled because it wasn't enabled before because there's no time this thing there. So it's enabled now. So for me, you can select the time only. Probably want to extract the time only into a separate column, just the time. And you can see I've extracted the time into a separate column. Now from this time column, I can also process the time to like probably I want to extract the hours, the minutes, the second, and everything like that. So I want to extract the hour separately. So if I click on uh, hour, then it's going to extract the hour like 0 hours, stuff like that, and time, sorry, and minutes and second. So that is other form of processing with dates. And so other thing I want to talk about now is merging of queries and appending of queries. Now, merging and appending of queries is the process of joining two tables together, but the way it happens is quite different. So when you are appending a query, you are appending a query on the row basis. For example, now probably I have a data set like 1 to 100, and I want to append other one like 100 to 101 to 200, like it's happening on the row basis. That's like appending of queries. But when you are saying that's appending is happening on the row basis, But when I said merging of queries happening on a column basis, maybe I'm joining two tables together on a particular column. So that's like merging of queries. Appending is just like you're appending the continuation of the data set. Maybe the data set is splitted into two different tables or four different tables. And they are still the same data set. It's just splitted because they are longer in terms of rows. So you want to append them together to bring everything as one. That's appending of queries. And merging of queries, okay, let's say for example, I have a sales data set that is actually, maybe I divided the sales data set into three different tables because they are long. You know, understand that? So I want to append them together as one in Power Query. So that's appending. Now, merging of queries is like you joining two tables together. For example, now let's say I want to join the product and the sales table together. I want to join them together to everything to be on the same table. Now, before you can merge a query, you have to have a column, like a column that is common to the two tables. So you have to have a column that is common to the tables that you want to join them on. So for example, now let's say I want to join product and the sales. I come to the merge query. Under the merge query, you are going to get an option here before I go to that. Do you want to merge a query as one or as new? So I want to merge a query as new rather, as a new table. So if I come here, is asking me, okay, the first table that I want to merge is this, which is the sales table. So what column do I want to merge it on? So I'm going to select this, which is the uh, product ID. So I'm merging the sales and the product together based on product ID. So I'm going to select the next table is products, and it's asking me I should select the column that I want to merge this one onto. So I'm going to select the product. You can see that if you check down here, that you see the selection matches 101 or 101 rows from the first table. So he has merged the two tables together as what? As one. You understand now? He has merged the two tables together as one. Now we have different types of join, which I'm going to talk about when we get to data modeling. So that's that. So if I click OK now, so I get a new table. You can see now we have all the options of all the products. So to do that, I'll just come to product here to expand. Now, when I expand on it, product is asking me to select the columns I need. So what columns do I want to bring into this table? So I can just mass prefix. I don't want to use original mass prefix because they're different. So I don't really need PID anymore since I have it. So I just want to extract the rest. So and you can see there we have it. He has merged the two tables together as one. So you can rename the table here to like maybe, yeah, let's leave that benchmark. So that's that. So now to now work with this data set, now let's go to Power Query. Sorry, Power BI. So how do we take our data to Power BI? So after cleaning, doing the whole cleaning finish and everything is done. So the next thing is for us to so after cleaning the whole data set now, so the next thing is just to send this data to Power BI to work with. So to send data to Power BI, I'm going to click on close and apply. So I'm going to click on close and apply. So close and apply is going to like send the clean data set to Power BI. So close and apply. So it's loading. You can see now. And our data is loaded into Power Query. Then we can now work with this data set now. And okay, so after loading our data set into Power BI from Power Query, after cleaning the data set the way we want it to be, now the next thing we like to do now is to model our data set. What do I mean by modeling the data set? Modeling the data set is just the process of linking up the tables so that they can interact with each other. Now we have three main data sets that we loaded in. So we have the customer table, we have the product table. Now I want to create a kind of like an interaction or connection between the two tables so that when I'm working on it, they can interact with each other easily or simultaneously when I'm creating my reports or dashboards. Now, and before you can model a particular table or data set in Power BI, there must be kind of like a linkage between the two tables. Like there must be something that's linking table A and table B together before you can link them together. So that is the step. So first of all, you have to identify the columns that's linking them together first before you proceed to linking them. Now, every time, for example, now I have CID here, which is a customer ID, and I have customer ID on the customer. So if I link it together based on that, yeah, that's what they have in common. But sometimes you have to check for yourself to see whether it's what they really have in common. The names of the column might not be the same for the two tables. It might be something else, and the content is the same. So you have to check. So for this, what is actually common to the two tables is the customer ID. So I can link the customer table and the sales table together based on the customer ID. So if I drop this thing here, just click and drag it, and automatically you can see the connection has been created. So if I actually want to link the sales ID, so I can't link the product to the customer ID because there's nothing in common between the two of them that I can, between the two tables I can link. But I can link it with the sales ID because from the sales ID I have the PID also. So I can do this, and that's it. This. So after linking the data set together, after linking the data set together, let's check the properties to see the types of relationship or cardinality that exist between the tables, because that's very important. So if I click on properties now, when I click on properties now, you can see that this is just like the same when we are doing the merge queries. But the difference between merge queries and modeling here is that merge query is going to bring the two tables to be just a single table. Whereby in modeling of these two tables, when we are using model data modeling, it's going to create a connection, like a linkage. So that when we are creating a dashboard or report on it, shows that okay, there's a relationship between these two tables. So now, when you come to the cardinality option here, we have the four types of cardinality. We have the many to one, we have the one to one, we have the one to many, and we have the many to many. So what does we really mean now? For example, now you can see that this type of relationship is many to one, and the reason being that I join the sales table to the customer table. So a sales table which is showing asterisk is a many-sided table, while the customer table is a one-sided table. And why is it many-sided and one-sided table? Now, it is actually many-sided and one-sided based on the column I joined them on. I joined the two data sets using the customer ID. Now, we have many occurrences of the same customer ID on the sales table. For example, now let me cite a very good example. Let's say when you buy something on an e-commerce website, let's say for example Jumia now, or Konga or anything like that. So when you buy something on an e-commerce website, whenever the first time you register as a new customer, it's going to generate a customer ID for you. So the customer ID is going to be in the customer database as just this is customer A and this is his customer ID. So when customer A goes to buy new product, it doesn't have to like create a new customer ID for him or her anymore. Automatically it's going to identify that okay, this is the same customer that came the other time, and it's going to be using that same customer ID for him or her every time he comes to the website to buy something. But when it comes to the sales table, the number of times that you come to buy goods is going to be the number of times is going to be showing your customer ID. So if I come like 5 times in a week, it's going to be showing my customer ID 5 times on the sales table. That is why this one is showing like is a many-sided table because the customer ID occur more than once. There is a repeated uh purchase, and when you are coming to buy thing like that, it's going to be showing your customer ID every time you come around. So we have just a single customer ID appearing more than once here. That's why this one is showing like a many-sided table because we have a single customer ID occurring more than once. And on the one-sided table, which is one, that shows that the customer ID only occur one. That's the customer database. You can only see that customer ID once. So that's why we call this one to many or many to one. You can say we have many to one, you can have one to many, and you can have one to one. One to one is that okay, the column you join them on occur once here and you also occur once here. There's no repetition in the two tables. That's one to one table. That's an example of one to one table. And we have many to many when there is occurrence like uh, the particular column you join them on occur more than once in the two tables. You understand now? So I see customer ID, customer one occurring more than one in table A, customer one occurring more than one in table B. That's many to many if they occur more than once. So those are the types of cardinality that we have uh in Power BI. And when you're trying to create a relationship, and immediately you're trying to create a relationship, that is when Power BI is going to detect the type of relationship that occurs between the two of them by just making them together. And you can see it there. So whenever you see asterisk, that shows many. Whenever you see one, that shows one sided table. So you can see asterisk, asterisk, that's many, many to many, and one to many, and many to one. So that's the type of relationship that occurs between the two tables. And you can see this one too. It is many to one because flat product table, we have just one product ID. Like, okay, this is product and this is product ID. But when it comes to the sales table, a customer can buy multiple products. So the product ID can occur more than once. There will be repetition on the sales table. So that is that. So that is one to many table. And this is how you link up create a relationship between the tables. So after creating a relationship between the tables, so you can now go ahead to visualize your data. So this is what we call data modeling, just linking all the data set together and understanding the types of relationship that occurs between the two tables.